Hello everybody, welcome to my reaction to the latest teaser trailer that's been released today for Mortal Kombat. We don't know what's happening. Mortal Kombat 12, okay? Or is it Mortal Kombat 0? That's one of the predictions that one of my audience members was thinking today, that maybe we're going way back in time. We seem to have a lot of the time element be a theme here. In the 30-year anniversary video at the very end, there was a sand of time, like the last sand coming down and then exploding. And let's find out what this trailer's all about, okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What? Okay, that's it. Let's go back. Something significant happens here, okay? 11th hour. It's going nuts. All right? But this is what I find to be kind of intriguing here. It's going to skip the 12 o'clock hour. Boom. It skips 12. It skips 12 and goes to 1. Huh? What? This is really neat. Think about it, okay? Someone messed with the timeline. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the lore and what happened to the previous game, but I'm just thinking of imagery, marketing, and what message is being sent. Sand of time in the last video exploded. Now we see that the number 12 is skipped over and it goes to number 1. So is this going to be a full-time reset? What's interesting about it too is you have 12 hands on the clock, right? 12 hands, Mortal Kombat 12. Oh, it's going to be MK12. Nope! Goes to MK1. And with that sand exploding, that grain of sand exploding in the last video, it looks like something is up with time. Okay, so let's rewind the clocks back and think about Mortal Kombat 11. One of my favorite games of all time. One of my, not just fighting games, but the whole package. So you had two options in Aftermath, the official expansion to Mortal Kombat 11, which continued the story, and one of the elements that I was so grateful to have in the Mortal Kombat franchise was more story, for sure. They do the story better than most video games in general, let alone fighting games. At the end of the story, you had a choice of either going with Shang Tsung and taking Kronika's helm and becoming the big boss, the keeper of time, manipulator of time, and doing whatever you wanted. The other choice is that you were on Liu Kang's side, and Liu Kang becomes the fire god. Bam! And he takes down Shang Tsung and takes down all the bad guys, but then he resets time, and he shows up at the very beginning of when the Mortal Kombat tournaments and all that stuff was starting, at least for Earthrealm, in this epoch of time, because let's be honest, Shinnok and Raiden fought an Earthrealm like 10,000 years ago and destroyed most of it, and that's why the Saurian race, Reptiles race, left for Outworld, because they just couldn't handle it. They're originally from Earth, yo. They just couldn't handle it anymore. Like, we don't want to be a part of this. We're going to go escape into Outworld, and then, well, it didn't work out too well for them, right? Anyways, so this is the trailer. This is the teaser. This is whatever this is. That's 12 is being skipped over. Let's go ahead and play it one more time and look at the visual effects of what's going on. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And then time keeps going. So based on this alone, 12, it's not going to be 12. It's going to be 1. It's going to be 0. It's going to the very beginning. Now, if they do this, if they go to the beginning, which side is it going to be? Okay, quick little mild spoilers. Spoilers for the latest animated film, Snowblind. Okay, I'll have my hand up for a second unless, in case you don't want to be spoiled. Snowblind story is Kano winning Mortal Kombat 11. And what happens if Kano wins and becomes a time god, okay? If he becomes the big boss. That's what I thought was so genius about Snowblind, is because it actually put you, the audience, in a world, in a scenario where somebody had played as Kano, or Kano had won the tournament and now was in charge of everything. I thought that was such an ingenious way to just honor the lore of the game and to show that you can tell so many different stories in the world of Mortal Kombat. We're more used to it now as an audience when it comes to the multiverse, so that's what I really loved about Snowblind. Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Okay, so I'm going to put the hand down now. We're going to talk more theory. I think what they are doing is, and I'm going to agree with Terrence, here in the chat. I think they're going for Shang Tsung 1. And they have to figure out what to do next. And if they're able to bring different people at certain points in time, which they already did in 11, or if we're going back to the OG first tournament, and we get a glimpse at Outworld and Shao Kahn destroying all these realms. It would be really cool to see the timeline of Shao Kahn and how he's able to take over these different realms and merge them together. Edenia is one of them, and there are others. So the possibilities here are starting to become a little bit more narrow, I feel, with what's been teased out. I have no idea what's happening when it comes to the story and the characters and who's going to be in the game. Based off of what we have seen in this trailer and what we have heard about in the investor meeting, that this game is coming out this year. And if I was in charge of the marketing for this game, I would be doing a number of different activations and activities over the summer, in particular because of Summer Game Fest and other big events that are going on in the world of fighting games, Combo Breaker Evo, East Coast Throwdown later in the year. That would just really tap into the current ecosystem that's been built over years and years and years of fans and tournament organizers and producers putting something together that celebrates why we love these games so much and how hard it is to play fighting games. And when you are able to perform at such a level that rivals traditional sports, the only difference is you're not sweating as much, but you're still having to make the same pinpoint decisions in a frame of time that is about the same amount of time as somebody has to swing at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball or to throw a ball right at the catcher's mitt, or to go for that three-point shot, or to pass it to your teammate. That's all split-second decisions. And you have to continue to make those decisions over and over again in video games, in particular fighting games. I would say more than any other game type when it comes to multiplayer. Terrence asking in the chat, so when do you think a trailer is coming? Maybe CGI, May, and gameplay at Summer Games. You know, I think that's a healthy prediction. Again, I don't know. I'm just going based off of my experience working in the industry as a producer, working with marketing departments. And I have said on record a number of times that Warner Brothers Games with NetherRealm Studios has the best marketing push for video games that I have seen in terms of template and construct. So you release the big major beat, the announcement, and then you have 4 to 6 months of just continual pushing through your marketing drives until the game comes out. Not announcing it 2 years, 3 years, 7 years, like freaking Dead Island 2 was what, 7+ years since it was announced until it came out. You just let it cook, you let it simmer, you wait until it's ready, you get some people internally to test it, then you have some people sign some NDAs, they come in and test it, and then when it's good to go, it's good to go. On PlayStation 5, baby. Let's be real. That's where the FGC is. That's where the fighting game community is. They're on PS5. I know tournament organizers and others really want to make PC work, but you cannot keep bucking up against the market. The market says PlayStation 5. Maybe Switch, if you want to take it to go. I had Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch. It was all right. I digitally purchased Mortal Kombat 11 on all the systems. PC. Well, no, because I already had it on Xbox, it's still connected on Xbox with Game Pass. PlayStation, obviously. PlayStation 4, then PlayStation 5. The Switch. And on Xbox. And one of the biggest gripes that I had is that you could not save the amount of progress that you put into your game when you loaded on a different system. There was no cross-save in Mortal Kombat 11. And that really irked me because I had bought the game 3 times over, and to not have my progress continue no matter what platform I played on compared to other games that allowed you to do that, in particular Destiny 2, that's something that must happen in the future for any Mortal Kombat or NetherRealm title. You have to have that cross-save. Phil, CEO of Xbox, very interesting interview to have a CEO tell the world that, yeah, we're in 3rd place, and we're not going to get out of 3rd place no matter how good the games that we make. Well, another big thing of why PlayStation is still leading the market so much is because the previous generation of games, you still have those games saved on your digital library. And nobody's going to want to sacrifice that digital library to jump over to another system or platform. No matter how good the game is, okay? So you take a step back, you look at what you've unlocked in the previous Mortal Kombat and Injustice games, you want to play on that same system. So maybe you want to go back and play MKX or MK11 or Injustice 1 or 2, as we've seen many people do. And if you have to play on a different system, your stuff's not saved. That breaks my heart, personally. So I really hope we have a change in the future, along with accolades. We saw the little accolades button in the PS5 version of Mortal Kombat 11, where instead of opening up the name and sending a quick text, you just have a little image pop up, kind of like in Hearthstone, or like a good game, or I made a mistake, or something like that. So it's a lot quicker instead of having to press all the buttons on a console or PC to talk to somebody. Yeah, how about those teaser trailers, Matt? So it has to do with time. It's skipping over 12. It's going right to 1. So maybe it's going to take us all the way back to the beginning with stellar graphics from an Unreal 4 or Unreal 5 or whatever type of piece together Frankenstein's monster Unreal Engine NetherRealm puts together to make it work. I think that's what we're going to get. I hope we get a Katana. Katana is over 10,000 years old, so I think she'd be around during this time. But if you could see, maybe from the villain's perspective, the conquering of Shao Kahn, or somebody else that was a threat back then, I would guess Shinnok. It'd be kind of cool to see Reptile and the Saurian race be involved as well. Travis, you know, time travel is a very tricky thing. Very tricky thing. I think that's what The Flash is going to really convey in its story of if you can go back in time like The Flash can and you can change something to save somebody, there will be repercussions, good or bad. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if messing with time travel is all that great of a thing, even if it's possible. But would you rather go back in time or to the future? I think I'd rather go to the future. You ever seen Back to the Future 2? I'd get one of those Gray's Sports Almanacs. Shout out to the Gray family. No relation, but I was just like, did our family make that in the future? Were we going to do sports bets? Is this why I've been so involved in esports? Rest in peace, esports, by the way. Esports is done. It's done. It's done and dusted. It is done and dusted, man. It is done and dusted. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. We're talking about Mortal Kombat. Your thoughts down below in the comments. I'd love for you to chime in. What do you think? Are we going back to the beginning? Which characters do you want to see in the upcoming roster? And how psyched are you for another game from NetherRealm Studios? One of the best in the business. Those are my thoughts. I'm live right now on the channel, so make sure to come check me out live. Like and subscribe. It's YouTube. You know what to do. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.